Go, hey everybody! We're back. Sorry, got a lot of fans going. So hot in my room.
Georgian court goalkeeper Natalie Meridian performs the national anthem in the lead up to this afternoon's quarterfinal contest between Georgian court, the number 3 seed, and Holy Family, the number 6 seed. Georgian court in 11-6 regular season, 7-2 in CACC action. Holy Family 5-12, 4-5. Could not have asked for a better weather day. This is the best day of the year. 82 degrees and mostly sunny. Wind, a gentle breeze at 8 miles per hour. Georgian court in the familiar home whites, trimmed in the blue and gold. It is the black and light blue for the visiting Tigers of HFU. Winner to the semifinals later this week. The loser sees their season come to a close. Should be a good one. Georgian court and Holy Family, no stranger to one another in the postseason. They met last year in the first round. Georgian court came away with the victory. This is the 7th playoff meeting between the two sides, and Holy Family has had Georgian court's number in the conference tournament, 4-2 all-time mark against GCU when it matters most. Peyton Pugh, the junior from Philadelphia, getting set for the draw control to get this afternoon's contest going, and Remy Reinhardt, the all-time leader in draw controls in program history, readying for Georgian court. The Lions will be left to right on your screen in the first quarter. Sit back and enjoy. Number 3 Georgian court, number 6 Holy Family, first round women's lacrosse CACC tournament action. Officiating crew for this afternoon's contest, Janice McGrath, BJ Marth, and Jill Dole. And we are underway. And they're going to call the violation on HFU. And Georgian court will have possession as we start their left to right. This Georgian court bunch playing for the first time in a week. Their scheduled regular season finale last Thursday, a forfeit victory. Chestnut Hill did not have enough healthy players to compete. So the Lions enter the postseason winners of 2 in a row and 6 of 7, playing some good lacrosse down the stretch. Reinhardt tosses it to Nardini. Gianna, 19 goals and 10 assists this season, and her return to action. She did not play at all last year, just 2 appearances in 2022. That pass was a bit forced there by Reinhardt inside for O'Connor, and Georgian Court turns it over. So they do not get a shot on their first possession of this afternoon's first round matchup. And here's Maura Kilkenny, who went off against Georgian Court during the regular season. A career-high 6 goals and 7 points against the Lions at the end of March. And that 20-8 loss, talked with Coach Hosford before the game about Georgian Court's defensive plan for number 7, and also how they'll match up with Rihanna Shields and Tori Wolstenholme. The big-time scores for HFU. Kilkenny dances her way out wide, looking for a teammate. Battle with the good defensive work. Ball's on the turf, collected by Georgian Court's goalkeeper, Cadence Gentile. The freshman, a 5-1 record during the regular season with a 9.80 goals against average and a .449 save percentage. Petrolisi taking it all the way down the field, and she's fouled inside the 8-meter arc.
Maura Kilkenny,
This will give Georgian Court's sophomore an early free position opportunity. A little bit more than 2 minutes gone by, first quarter. Petrolisi, 10 goals, 2 assists. That's a new career high in goals, and she doesn't get a shot off. Good defensive work by HFU, and they knock it free from behind, and Peyton Pugh collects. Middle of the field, a turnover, and it's Raymundi for Georgian Court, who has it back.
Maura Kilkenny,
a junior from Santa Mauritius, New York, with 42 goals and 48 assists. Another strong season for Raymundi. Her sister will join Georgian Court women's lacrosse next season. As Georgian Court swings it back to Raymundi. 12:15 to play first quarter, no scores. Thursday's matchup, here's Techman.
When the lacrosse team
was
soccer.
I
don't know.
Abby D'Ambra, the Cherry Hill, New Jersey native.
I don't know number 6.
Foul. Georgian Court's Kasia Elzinga searching for a teammate. Number 14 in white. Bodies go down in front. Elzinga's pass inside the arc is knocked away, and it rolls to the far side of the playing surface, and Raymundi gathers. But thus far, HFU has done a great job defensively inside the arc. Raymundi spins past her defender, takes the shot, and opens the scoring. It's the 43rd goal of the season for Raymundi, and Georgian Court, 3.5 minutes into this quarterfinal, takes the 1-0 lead.
Like I said, I'm still going to play lacrosse or soccer. So
Raymundi, coming off a 6-point afternoon up in North Jersey last week against the Golden Falcons, opens the scoring in the postseason with a goal 3.5 minutes in, her 43rd of the season. Remains Reinhardt and Pugh. Peyton Pugh broke the single season record for caused turnovers earlier this season. Against Felician, she's 33 and counting. Just a junior, Pugh has really turned into a tremendous player for the Tigers. Also has 17 goals this season and 4 assists. Rihanna Shields, pressured by Niclario. And there's the contact and a foul. And it will give a free position chance to Shields, the junior from Richboro, Pennsylvania. 41 goals during the regular season, 6 assists. And she has scored in 14 consecutive games entering the postseason. Twists her way inside, trying to scoop that one home. It goes wide of Gentile. It will remain with HFU. Kilkenny. Inside it comes, turnaround chance, and Paige Affett has Holy Family's first goal. Kilkenny. Inside it comes, turnaround chance, and Paige Affett has Holy Family's first goal.
Mara Kilkenny with the assist.
9th goal of the season for the junior from Philadelphia. And that's now goals in 7 of her last 8 games played. And it's 1-1 with 10:30 to play in this first quarter.
That's what we're talking about.
So exactly 1 minute after the goal from Raymundi, Affett responds for the Tigers as Alyssa Hawley takes over for Reinhardt. This draw control, they'll put Reinhardt outside the circle with Tori Wollstonholm. Hawley against.
I think Mara Kilkenny got that shit.
And still filing in. This game was initially slated for 3:30. Georgian courts accommodating the Holy Family moved the time to 4. We play under sunny skies here in Lakewood. Reinhardt for the draw control. Remy still with it, finding Techman. You bet. Every game this season, Techman has scored. So of course she finds the back of the net in the postseason. And the Lions have the 2-1 lead. Right off the draw, Remy Reinhardt making things happen. Techman gives Georgian courts a 2-1 lead. A lot of action in the first nearly 5 minutes. Rematch of last year's first round. Georgian court came away with the victory. 15-10 was the final score last year. And it's Tori Wollstonholm, the draw control victor for the Tigers. Olivia Cooney. And it knocked away, but the Tigers keep the possession. Harkins.
I love this,
left side of your screen. Georgian court without the services today. Brielle Uselis, the dynamic defender out of Quakertown, Pennsylvania. Jillian Konchak's taking her spot in the starting lineup for GCU. We saw Uselis go down with a foot/ankle injury against Dominican at the tail end of the regular season. Shields denied by Gentile. First save for Cadence. And she trying to play it short to Konchak.
Yeah,
Jill collects.
My 100th game as a coach for the field. 2 years ago, 2022.
And here is Konchak bringing it across the midfield stripe. 9:05 to play first quarter. Georgian court is the 2-1 lead. Andrew Byrne thanking you for joining us in what will be our final Georgian court broadcast of the season. Winner of this game has a date with Jefferson later in the week in Philadelphia.
Are you serious?
Raymundi could not shake her defender. Still with it. Now Raymundi through the teeth of the defense, and a whistle brings a halt to play and gives Georgian Courts Jr. a free position. Georgian Court is converting free positions at a dynamic pace, 52.2%. It would be their second highest percentage, and they're convert here in the last 8 years. Raymundi, her second. A blistering shot past Ava Morrow, the multi-sport athlete in goal. Just her second collegiate start. Fresh off the hardwood and thrust into the action. And Raymundi with a good shot beats Morrow, and Georgian Court has the 3-1 lead. This series between Georgian Court and Holy Family has been the definition of runs. It's Georgian Court that's on a run right now. They've won 9 straight, but prior to the 9-game winning streak, it was the Tigers that had a 9-game winning streak. And Georgian Court commits the foul. Wolstenholme flips it to the right side in CUNY. West Deptford, New Jersey native. 5-11 record in goal with a 14.31 goals against average and a .384 save percentage. Out today for the Tigers as this is behind the net. 7:45 to play first quarter. Lions with a 2-goal lead. Here's Shields. Looking for Affett. Loose on the turf. Age has the goal today for the Tigers. Reinhardt comes away with it. And streaks her way into enemy territory. Kilkenny tries to cut off Reinhardt, who dashes out towards the right. Techman, not sure she saw that pass. It was over her stick. And it is HFU fighting for it. This is D'Ambra battling for it. 1 against a lot. And the foul is on HFU. D'Ambra did as best a job as can be expected just by herself. Did not have the help from her teammates. Georgian Court had 3, then 4 crashing the area. They'll keep possession.
Oh, ladies!
6:45 to play first quarter. It is Georgian Court with a 2-goal lead.
The Tigers! Come back, come on.
Reinhardt. Has her shot attempt blocked. More good work defensively by the Tigers. And Holy Family is going to call a timeout. We'll take a break. 6:02 to play first quarter. It is Georgian Court of the first round of the CACC Women's Lacrosse Tournament, leading Holy Family on the CACC Digital Network.
Back 2. Cool down. Wednesday, I don't want to have to travel that far. Well, probably went to what I had to do. Travel. Half hour, 45 minutes, went to school. The championship, the semifinals.
Georgian Courts, coached by third-year head coach Sam Hosford. Previously the head coach at Division III Arcadia.
And apologize again, guys, for the fans, but
Played her collegiate lacrosse and field hockey at East Stroudsburg. Was a member of that 2015 Warriors club that won it all. During the fall field hockey season, following this timeout, Tigers, they're right to left in the first quarter, set up shop behind the net.
about 89 degrees, I think they said.
Kilkenny
Yesterday's high.
turns it over. It's Hawley for Georgian
Yep.
Court. The native of Georgia finds Scarrato, one freshman to another, and Michaela races her way inside Tigers territory. Talked with Coach Hosford before the game about this youth for Georgian Court. So many players experiencing the postseason for the first time. Is there anything extra she would have to say? She didn't think she would have anything more to say. She knew this team would be motivated, play all season to get to the postseason. They performed well.
Got that assist.
7-2 mark in conference, so she didn't think there'd be anything more she'd have to say to her team. Raymundi in traffic. Looks for Hawley. It's loose. Headed behind the net. And Alyssa gathers. 4:35 to play first quarter. The Lions lead the Tigers by 2. Shot clock at 30. That's plenty of time for Georgian Court. Hawley, the wraparound. Would not go. Morrow covers nicely. Is able to get to the post. A save for the junior out of Twin Valley. Also a member of the HFU women's basketball team. Georgian Court's Gabby Battle pulls it back out. Here's Hawley. Low shot turned aside by Morrow. And the rebound pinballs all the way in front of the HFU bench. Georgian Court gets a new 60. Morrow with a couple of saves on this Georgian Court possession. Techman behind the net. Scarrato tosses it to Hawley.
Rugby practice.
Now Reinhardt.
Every rugby practice, like I'm not going
They
out
collided
now.
with their own teammate.
I'm not being
Reinhardt
overfilled up
pushed a
all
bit,
weekend.
twists her way inside, did not have the ball. Wolstenholme possession, and the Tigers turning
Come on.
upfield with it. Cuny.
God don't want me to go. Get sick again.
Sending it ahead for Harkins. Under 3 to play first quarter. Gallardo. North Brunswick Township High School product, former All-Red Division selection. In her first season, 6 goals and 1 assist in her first year. Wolstenholme gives it to Kilkenny. Mora brings HFU to within 1. She likes playing on this field. A career high 6 goals during the regular season against Georgian Court and 7 points. And Kilkenny has her first of the postseason.
Go! My number 7.
It's a 1-goal game. His first stanza. That's the first
Kilkenny.
goal in nearly 6 minutes.
There you go, Mara.
Struggle during the middle portion of this first quarter. No cards have been shown.
There's 1 goal and 1 assist today so
contest.
far.
Winner has Jefferson. They finished as the 2nd seed. Number 1 seed in the regular season champs again, Dominican, the defending champs. Last year they hoisted the trophy for the first time, and they are the host school this year. Not because they're the number 1 seed, but that was how it was predetermined. So in court and 7 points. Twists her way inside, did not have the ball. Wolstenholme, possession, and the Tigers turning upfield with it. Cuney.
Sorry, guys.
Sending it ahead for Harkins. Under 3 to play first quarter. Gallardo. North Brunswick Township High School product, former All-Red Division selection. In her first season, 6 goals and 1 assist in her first year. Wolstenholme gives it to Kilkenny. Mora brings HFU to within 1. She likes playing on this field. A career high 6 goals during the regular season against Georgian Court and 7 points. Gallardo. North Brunswick Township High School product, former All-Red Division selection. In her first season, 6 goals and 1 assist in her first year. Wolstenholme gives it to Kilkenny. Mora
Go, Mora
brings HFU to within
Kilkenny!
1. She likes playing on this field. A career high 6 goals during the regular season against Georgian Court and 7 points. And Kilkenny has her sitting bench, keeps it short. 65 seconds to play first quarter. Lions with a 1-goal lead and possession. First woman up opportunity. Scarano slams on the brakes. Techman driving and fouled. Free position for Georgian Courts, freshman out of Hollywood, Maryland. Last week, Techman was recognized as the Georgian Court Female Rookie of the Year at the end of the year banquets. A straight-on opportunity for Techman. Lets it fly, and Morrow comes up with the save. Morrow has played well in this first quarter. 20 seconds left. On the penalty to Harkins. Scarano for battle behind the net. Pressure. Raimondi, deflected shot, headed behind the net. Final seconds on the penalty getting set to expire, and that is a good penalty kill by HFU. Out of the box comes Harkins. We're out of the penalty area, there's no door. 10 seconds left, first quarter, and the Tigers look like they're just gonna hold it, and they are. 1 quarter complete in this quarterfinal contest. Number 3, Georgian Courts, 1 better than number 6, HFU. It's 3-2 Lions. This is the CACC Digital Network.
Cool. Cool down, we family. I'll go down without a fight. And that's the last year they played. Oh, I remember we beat them.
We are back at the GCU Track and Field Complex. Georgian Court, 1 better than HFU in this first round tilt. was an entertaining first quarter, just one penalty. Raimundi, Techman, and Raimundi again for Georgian Court. Multi-goal game for Izzy. Affett and Kilkenny have the goals for HFU. So the teams have switched sides. Georgian Court now getting set to attack the south end. Seventh playoff meeting between the two sides. Last year marked the first playoff meeting between the two since the 2015 title game. Long time since these two squared off. They battled in the postseason pretty much every year, the first couple of years of the CACC, sponsored back in 2009. You look at the CACC tournament, historically dominated by the regular season champ. The regular season champion has won every CACC tournament title since 2014. Dominican, the regular season champs this season. The last number one seed to win the title was Holy Family when they turned the trick in 2013, defeating number one Philly U, which is now Jefferson, 12-10. The number 3 seed in the tournament, that's Georgian Court this year, has only made the final twice in the history of the CACC tournament. It's typically the 1 and the 2 in women's lacrosse. Similar to men's lacrosse, nobody in men's lacrosse has lifted the trophy other than Georgian Court and Chestnut Hill. Might that change this year with Wilmington's tremendous regular season? We will see. Georgian Court plays Chestnut Hill in the semifinals later this week. Behind the net, Nardini works her way out in front and scores. Gianna Nardini has her 20th goal of the season and her first of the playoffs, and the Lions have a 4-2 lead. So just 1:04 into this second quarter. Georgian Court builds back that 2-goal lead. It's 4-2 Lions. Nardini had 2 goals and 2 assists in Georgian Court's last game of the regular season that they took the field. That was last Monday against Felician. Lions playing good lacrosse down the stretch. After losing to Jefferson on March 20th, 16-12, Georgian Court ended the regular season winning 6 of 7 with a lone loss to Dominican a couple of weeks ago on this field, 20-14. Reinhardt's and Pugh at midfield. Georgian Court has this behind the nets. Reinhardt flips it across for Elzinga, the grad student out of Sherwood Park, Alberta, Canada, who started her collegiate career at NYIT. Found a home at Georgian Court over the last 4 years. Raimondi. O'Connor was pleading for a call. They're going to call something here. And it is going to be on Brazelton. It gives O'Connor this free position. Morrow stands tall in goal. O'Connor all the way in and tucks it home. First of the afternoon for O'Connor, her 59th of the season, and Georgian Court has the 5-2 lead. And this marks their largest surplus of the afternoon. Told you Georgian Court has been converting at better than 52% on their free position opportunities this season. They have 2 goals on the free position chances in this game. Georgian courts, the 5-2 lead as we get set for this draw. Petrolisi collects. She had a 3-game goal-scoring streak halted against Felician. And she has surpassed last year's total of 8 goals in her sophomore campaign. Entered postseason with 10 tallies. Also 2 assists for the sophomore. Raymundi. Good stick work from Pater. Number 6 in black. O'Connor's open, and O'Connor has scored 2 quick ones for GCU. Two in 42 seconds for O'Connor, and the Lions have a 6-2 lead. So O'Connor has 2, Raymundi has 2, and Georgian Court has a 4-goal lead. And take a look at the CACC scoreboard. Bringing up to date on the other semifinal that's featuring Wilmington and Bridgeport. And Wilmington has a 12-1 lead at the half. Bridgeport ended the regular season with a victory over Felician. Felician scored 12 goals in that game. It's Wilmington that has started strong in the postseason. The winner of that game has Dominican. The winner of this game has Jefferson. Great crew today. Our technical director, Justin Ajari, Hassan Jackson, our camera operator from Georgian Court Men's Basketball. Producer Robbie Fitzpatrick, I'm Andrew Byrne. Our last Georgian Court broadcast, we will bring you the track and field championships on Saturday and Sunday in partnership with the CACC, but this is it for Georgian Court telecasts in the 2023-2024 season. Morrow retreats into goal, nearly intercepted that pass. Nardini wrists it in, and Nardini has scored twice in this second quarter. Nardini and O'Connor have each scored twice in the quarter, and 3:04 into the second stanza, Georgian Court has scored 4 times, and they've taken a 7-2 advantage. Georgian Court men's lacrosse will play under the lights against Chestnut Hill in the 2-3 matchup in the semifinals. Georgian Court had a bye. That is 7 p.m. on Wednesday. Wilmington takes on Post at 3:30 in Delaware in the other semifinal. Holy Family has possession. Harkins. Tough pass inside, ball's on the turf. Coming right back to HFU. It's Wolstenholme, and that is going to be a card. Battle sent off for the stick work, and that card is yellow.
You can't do that!
Penalty.
You can't do that!
It's a cross-checking penalty. First yellow card of the day. It's the first penalty on Georgian court. The Lions are shorthanded. And HFU looking for a goal here. They have yet to score in the second quarter. They scored 2 or fewer goals in every quarter of their loss to Wilmington on Thursday. They lost 17-6. Fell to Jefferson 18-5 on the 23rd. Last big offensive scoring game, 21 winners at Felician on the 17th. And Georgian court commits the foul, Petrolisi. And it'll be a free position on the power play for the Tigers. They are 1 up. Adel Madison is to our left in the penalty area. 2-minute cross-checking penalty. Now she's released. Woman up goal for the Tigers. Tori Wolstenholme. Georgian court's lead is 7-3. So we get set for a draw control after that goal from Wolstenholme. Georgian court locked her up in the regular season. Wolstenholme did not have a point against Georgian courts in that regular season meeting. It was the only game the entire season that Wolstenholme did not record a point. She made her presence felt in other areas at 9 draw controls, 5 ground balls, and 2 caused turnovers, but for a player that had 45 points during the regular season, Georgian court was brilliant on number 17, and you could hear the contact. Reinhardt's colliding with Wolstenholme, and Georgian court has possession. Holly changes her stick, uses a different stick for the draw control. Now she jumps into the fray. 10:15 to play, first half. It's 3-2 Georgian court after 1. They have a 7-3 lead right now. Reinhardt looking for Nardini. Gianna has it now. Couple of goals for Gianna in this quarter. Scarano. The closing defense by Wolstenholme. Last year in the postseason, Georgian court beat Holy Family 15-10 in the quarterfinals, then lost to Dominican,
Freshman,
who would go on to win it all for the first time in program history. Raimondi. Nardini turned aside by Morrow, and she picks up the rebound to boot. Pater knocked away by Nardini and snatched by Reinhardt. Techman dances around Morrow and adds to the GCU lead. Techman picks up her second. Raimondi has 2. O'Connor has 2. Nardini has 2. Georgian court with 4 players with multi-afternoon performances. Goal scorers for HFU, Wolstenholme, Athens, and Kilkenny. 8:35 to play before the half. We'll give you a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll bring you up to speed on that other semifinal. Wilmington all over Bridgeport at the half, 12-1. Shields plays it short for Kilkenny. Number 7 in the black and blue. Eclario, step for step. And Moore gives it up. This is Cuny, typically the goalkeeper. And she is playing on offense today. Morrow's done a pretty good job in goal in just her second collegiate start. Member of the HFU women's basketball team that went to the semifinals of the CACC tournament before losing to Jefferson. Shields shoved to the turf, and Georgian courts. Yellow card. It's on Hawley.
Gorgeous.
Check to the head on Hawley.
Georgia.
2 yellow cards against Georgian court in this game. Holy Family converted last time they were 1-up. Brianna Shields came into the afternoon with goals in 14 straight games. She had a program record 10 goals in a game against Felician earlier this month. Off the mask of Gentile. One way to use your head as that pinballs to the sideline, and Tierney Furlong brings it up for GCU shorthanded. And they're going to say a green card here to it's on Wolstenholme. Each team is shorthanded.
Georgia.
1 minute green card. So we are even in terms of the personnel on the field. Each team has 1 in the penalty area. Scarano knocked away. Morrow picks it up. Cuny slings it ahead. Kilkenny hauls in the pass, and Mora trots her way to the fringe of the arc. Penalty to Wolstenholme getting set to expire. 5 seconds left. The penalty to Wolstenholme has expired. Holy Family is back on the advantage. Cuny pulls it back out. 20 seconds left on the penalty to Hawley. Kilkenny. And a shot from Gallardo goes wide. Hawley getting set to race back in for Georgian courts. She's out. We're even. Kilkenny did not have a shooting angle, but Holy Family regroups. Shields is open, and Shields scores. 15 games in a row with a goal for the junior. And a much needed goal for the Tigers, as with 5:20 to play in the first half, it's 8-4. .20 left in his first half on a sun-splashed Monday. Late start today, 4 o'clock. Georgian courts battling it out in the 3-6 matchup with the Tigers. I agree. Apologize for that. We are back. Georgian court has possession. We were sorting out the alternating possession. Nardini. Back to Hawley. Looking for Reinhardt. That shot. I don't think it went all the way through. There was a swarm of Holy Family personnel in the area. And it is the Tigers that come away with it. I said this earlier. They've done a good job at times, really clogging up the shooting lanes. They have blocked several shots. And Holy Family calls a timeout. 4:04 to play in the first half. We're taking a break. It's Georgian court with a 4-goal lead. So Holy Family uses the timeouts. Looked like they were trapped a bit in the corner. 2 hours left. 4:04 to play before the half. We'll give you a look at the other semifinal between Wilmington and Bridgeport and recap the first half stats. Tigers and Lions battling it out right now. And it's Georgian court with a 8-4 lead. 4 minutes left in the first half. Pugh tosses it ahead for Shields. And one more time, Woolston home, plenty of real estate up the right flank. Shot goes wide. That was Shields. Right side. Cuny keeps it short. Shot clock at 20. Parkins. Petrolisi. Turnaround shot from Shields goes over the net. Shot clock down to 5. Tigers send that shot wide, and the shot clock expires. Georgian court will get it back. Couple of opportunities there for HFU. So they wanted out of the timeout. Gentile finds Battle.
Position.
Madison Battle with a strong junior season for Georgian courts. Among the leaders on the team in ground balls and caused turnovers, she's formed a very good defensive punch. Clario, and that's individual excellence from Petrolisi. 9-4 Lions. So the goal there from Caitlin, and Georgian court goes up 5. We get set for the draw after the goal from Petrolisi, her 11th. Shields. That shot's wide, and it's going to go to Georgian court here. 1:45 to play in the first half. Clario. First team All-Atlantic region selection last year. And ahead it comes to Reinhardt. It's 3-2 Georgian court after 1. They have a 9-4 lead right now. 4 Lions have scored twice. Petrolisi moments ago picked up her first of the postseason. Caitlin has it right now, number 8 in white. Nardini, under a minute to go, first half. Georgian court can really bleed the clock down. There's still 40 on the shot clock. Reinhardt thought she heard a whistle. There's no whistle. Now there's a whistle. And a free position. I think we're going to have an officials timeout here. The officials have huddled together outside of the arc. Reinhardt has also been shaken up. Now she puts on the goggles. And let's see what they're going to do with this. They're going to put it outside. No free position. And Georgian court resets and restarts behind the nets. Reinhardt wrapping around. Petrolisi open for a moment. Caitlin, that's simultaneous. The goal counts. Second of the quarter for Petrolisi. 5 Lions have multi-afternoon game, multi-goal afternoons. And it's 10-4 Georgian Courts. As she was taking the shot, the whistle was going to say there was going to be a foul. And Petrolisi gives Georgian Court a 6-goal lead. And this is Georgian Court's largest lead of the game. 35 seconds left in the first half. Smooth by Kilkenny, picked it up off to her side. Mora crisscrossing her way all the way through, is saved by Gentile. 20 seconds left. Boy, that was a great play there by Kilkenny. That pass all the way down the field is collected off the turf and blasted down. That was rejected by Pugh. 5 seconds left, and Holy Family is going to send us into the locker room. 10-4 as we take a break on the CACC Digital Network.
Come here, Blake.
Reinhardt's and Wolstenholme positioning themselves for the draw. Lions attacking left to right on your screen in quarter number 3. Georgian Court appearing in the first round for the second consecutive season. First time in program history that's happened. It's just the third time ever Georgian Court is playing in the first round. Told you the numbers earlier. The number 1 seed, regular season champs. This year it's Dominican. Second year in a row it's been the Chargers. Has found so much success in this tournament. They have won every tournament since 2014. And the number 3 seed is advanced to the title game just twice. Georgian Court is the number 3 seed. And they win the draw control. O'Connor bringing it downhill. Lions set up offensively right out of the gate to begin this third quarter. 3-2 Georgian Court after 1. 10-4 Georgian Court at the half. 5 Lions have scored 2 goals. O'Connor's one of them. Knocked away from behind. Looked like Shields got her stick in there. And the Tigers, Peyton Pugh, picks it up and then is fouled. Pugh's been so good defensively for HFU. She had 6 ground balls and a single game program record, 10 caused turnovers against St. Joseph's in a game this season. The 10 caused turnovers, the most in Division II in the last 10 seasons. She has already surpassed the most caused turnovers in a season at HFU. That happened against Felician, 33. She contributes in so many different ways. Just look to last week against Wilmington. 4 draw controls, 4 ground balls, 3 caused turnovers. By the way, Georgian Court has made a goalie change. Nat Meridian is in goal for the Lions to begin the second half. So Meridian comes in after Gentile let in 4 goals and made 4 saves. Give you Nat's numbers in a moment as Shields backs it up. Now it's going inside. Wolstenholme, turnaround shot. Saved by Moradian and gobbled up by Battle, who then had it pop right out of her stick. Was getting set to pass it, it just popped right out. And it's turned over. Game of hot potato, and Georgian Court gets it back. Moradian this season 5-5 with a 10.96 goals against average and a .425 save percentage. She played the second half last Monday against Felician. 2 goals allowed, 2 saves. Moradian needs just 3 saves to reach 100 in her career. And she just picked up 1 there, so 2 more will get her to 100. Just going through some of the milestones with Coach Hasford before the game, also included in the preview by Joe Hoffman. Monday battling with Pugh, dodges Pugh, and they're going to call a foul on number 25, and it gives Monday the free position. 12:15 to play third quarter. Georgian Court with a 10-4 lead. This was the score at halftime. Monday, 4-point afternoon, 2 goals and 2 assists. One of 5 Lions with 2 goals. Monday slings it home. And it's a 3-goal first round performance from number 12. Monday's up to 45 goals this season. Now another free position goal for Georgian Court. Their third. And 12-12 to play in the third quarter. They have built up a 7-goal lead. Here we go, draw control following the goal from Georgian Court's Izzy Monday. A 5-point afternoon now, 3 goals, 2 assists. O'Connor is guilty of aggressive stick work. And it'll be Brazelton, the freshman out of Burlington, New Jersey, that has it momentarily. Blasted out by O'Connor, while the Tigers keep possession. And it's Cuny. Too tall for the intended target. Pater. Check that. Althoff was the intended target. Number 5, not number 6. Reinhardt, All Township, New Jersey native, has had a standout career at Georgian Court after transferring in from Stockton. All-time leader in draw controls in a single season, in program history in a career, leads the conference. Also 42 goals and 19 assists. Monday. And it's deflected to the goalkeeper, Morrow, who lobs it out for Cuny. The typical goalkeeper for the Tigers brings it up. HFU last year was 7-3 in conference. It's their most conference wins in a single season since 2015. And they went 8-0 and out to winning the championship. They won 3 titles in 4 years during that stretch. They beat Georgian Court in the championship 8-6. Free position for visiting HFU, and it's Maura Kilkenny, left side. One goal in the first half for Kilkenny. Dodges the defender, then shoots across her body wide. It will stay with the Tigers. Wolstenholme. Elzinga covers her. Kilkenny. Top of the arc. Driving, shooting, save, Meridian. And that's the 99th save for her. In her career, the sophomore goalkeeper played sparingly last year, backing up the standout netminder Alexis Hahn. Petrolisi scores. Georgian Court takes the 12-4 lead. And Petrolisi has her third goal. She had her first multi-goal game of the season in the loss to Dominican. And 3 goals now for Caitlin. And, ladies and gentlemen, that is a new career high for Caitlin Petrolisi. 3 goals. She does it in the postseason. O'Connor. Fouled. Kate Clemente has come on for GCU. Raimondi looking for Techman, broken up by Diambra. Reinhardt's back with it. 8 minutes to go, third quarter, 12-4 Lions. They led 10-4 at the intermission. Nardini scores, and Georgian Court's creating some separation in this third quarter. They've scored all 3 goals in this quarter that have been scored, and they have the 13-4 cushion. Nardini joins a couple of her teammates in scoring column. They have 3 goals. Petrolisi, Nardini, Raimondi. And Georgian Court has pushed HFU to the brink. 13-4. The running clock rule in the regular season applies to the postseason. So if Georgian Court builds up the lead to 10, we will see a running clock, which can only be stopped at the official's discretion. Timeout would stop it. Behind O'Connor, loose inside the arc, and picked up by HFU. Emilia Pater, the senior defender, gobbled it up. And now it's Harkins. Second consecutive season these two teams are meeting in the quarterfinals. 7th meeting in the postseason between the two sides. 4-2 HFU. Last year was the first meeting in 8 years. Georgian Court has won 9 straight, including the postseason against HFU. Prior to that, it was the Tigers that had won 9 straight over Georgian Court. Kilkenny. Saved by Meridian, and then it's going to Georgian Courts. That should be the 100th of her career. A sophomore goalkeeper out of Freehold, New Jersey. Meridian sang the national anthem before the game. Georgian Court has a great record when Meridian sings before the game. Scarano scores! Just one loss this season when Meridian sings the national anthem before a game, and Georgian Court has pushed us into the running clock as Janice McGrath confirms it's a good goal, and that puts us to 6 minutes and counting of this third quarter. 14-4 Lions. We get set for the draw. 14-4 Georgian Court. Hawley, a draw control. And a Dallas, Georgia native who was the coach's award winner for women's lacrosse at the end of the year banquet will change her stick. Lions have turned a tight game into a running clock situation with plenty of time left in the third. Hawley staggered a bit, keeps her balance, and bounces the shot wide. Raymundi is slow to get up, just now getting to her feet. Scarano sends it ahead for battle. Raymundi limping a little bit as she goes to the left side. Yeah, noticeable limp on Izzy, who has that brace on. Clemente. Raymundi just walking it out front. Pugh trying to stay with Izzy. Izzy stays on for now as Hawley drives her way past the defender and scores. First of the afternoon for Hawley. It's her first career postseason goal, and the goals keep coming for GCU. And Raymundi is going to come off here, limping as she heads to the GCU sideline. Hawley and Pugh. Lions with the 11-goal lead. Heard Izzy come off, saying that one of the Hawley family defenders stepped on her foot. And and now HFU. Hayden Pugh is slow to get up. Check that, that's CUNY. Good to see her back to her feet. Scarano finds Hawley. 1:50 to go, third quarter. Alyssa. Behind, battle, open, scores! Hawley finding battle. 16-4 Lions. Down to a minute to go, third quarter. In this quarterfinal clash between third-seeded Georgian Court and sixth-seeded Holy Family. Draw control to the Tigers. This is Kilkenny. Spins away from Reinhardt. Final 30 seconds, third quarter. Running clock. Mora. Right side of the field. Shields. Looking. And she's fouled. And that free position stops the clock. And that shot goes wide from Shields, and that's it for the third. Georgian Court has created some separation, a big third quarter for them. They've turned a 10-4 lead into a 16-4 lead. Headed to the fourth on the CACC Digital Network.
When pollen isn't a problem, and the mouth-watering aroma of breakfast is gone before your last bite. When your air is perfect for you, that's Utopia Air by Allen.
We are getting set for the fourth quarter. Georgian Court with a 16-4 lead over visiting Holy Family, 15 minutes away from that ticket getting punched to the semifinals in a meeting with Jefferson, team they lost to during the regular season. 16-12. Lions were really kept at bay in the second half in that game.
You guys put me up to what's up now.
Georgian Court's last home women's lacrosse broadcast of the season. This is our last broadcast under the GCU banner. We will bring you the track and field championships in their entirety. Coverage on Saturday starts at 12:45 or so. Doug DeBias from the CACC will be here to help. Our multi-camera setup. We look forward to that. A lot of prelims on Saturday, a lot of championship heats on Sunday. Felician won it all last year on the women's side. Wilmington won it all last year on the men's side, knocking Georgian Court off the perch. Lions have traditionally dominated the track and field championships. Alternating possession arrow gives it to HFU. We move the pylon to our left. Same pylon they would use for the end zone in football. Subject to much debate in the first half, after it sure looked like the signal from the official plus the verbiage led to a brief stoppage. Wolstenholme flips it behind the nets. Hope you'll join us for our final Garden Savings Federal Credit Union post-game show of the season. Shields sends the shot wide. We'll hear from Coach Sam Hosford, and if Georgian Court locks this one down, we will hear from a player of the game. A lot of fancy moves there from Harkins, and Meridian's there for another save. She's looked sharp since coming in. And Georgian Court's Remy Reinhardt has scored to add to this Georgian Court lead. Georgian Court has turned a 10-4 game at the half into a 17-4 game in the fourth. Just lockdown defense. Well, we didn't get a chance to do this during the Georgian Court softball regular season finale. I want to make sure we do it today for women's lacrosse. Talk a little bit about what the seniors have meant to this program, since this will be the last time we see them at home. Kate Clemente, Gianna Nardini, Riley O'Connor, Kasia Elzinga, Remy Reinhardt, Kelsey Niclario. The grad students, fifth-year seniors, and seniors on this Georgian Court club. Meridian makes the foot save. The Lions bring it down. This is Reinhardt. How about Kilkenny showing off the speed to close quickly? See, Georgian Court starts to use the shot clock here. Let's give you a score update. Wilmington and Bridgeport, it was all Wilmington. It was 12-1 Wilmington at the half. It was 14-4 Wilmington in the early stages of the fourth, and that game is gone. Final Wilmington to the semifinals, 18-7 victors over Bridgeport as Nardini scores again. Four goals for Nardini. And that is a career high for Nardini. was already at a career high when she scored her third. I'll tell you here when she scores her fourth. Ole family has possession. Tell you about some changes. Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey native Emily Smith is on for GCU. Kate Clemente, we told you, has come on. Victoria Mitchell has come in for GCU. Ole family going to make some changes here. Georgian courts, Remy Reinhardt's is slow to get up. Like the ball pinballed up high off of number 16. This stoppage does bring a halt to the clock. That was an official's timeout. Off the restart, CUNY. Now Kilkenny. Laura had a big showing against Georgian Court during the regular season. Career high 6 goals, career high 7 points. Meridian picks up the loose ball. And the goalkeeper plays it short to Niclario. Kelsey barrels her way past the midfield stripe, right in front of the Georgian Court bench. Tiptoes the sideline. She's still in play. And a foul. Emma Claiborne comes on for the Tigers. Former softball player for HFU. Georgian Court is offside. And that is going to result in a green card